it's Micah. Welcome to our Tuesday reaction series where we are looking at the number one hits of each calendar year. We are now in our 20th week, and we started off in 1946, and now we're at 1965. So we've covered 20 years at this point. And in 65, the number one song, which thoroughly stumped me last week when I saw it in my notes, it's called Wooly Bully, and it's by an artist known as Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. I'm reading this off in my mind because I have absolutely no context for any part of this. I do not know the artist, I do not know the song, I do not know what I'm getting into. I have no way of really introducing this except to say that this is going to be such a blind reaction on my part. Let's just get straight in and see what the heck this is, because I'm just so stunned that this was number one song of 65. Never heard of it.
Uno, dos, 1, 2, 3, 4. Watch it now, watch it, watch it, watch it.
So many questions. So many questions. Yeah, I don't know this song. And yeah, the universe does not revolve around me, but I thought at some point maybe I would have heard this. And actually, there's no doubt that I have heard this, but it kind of sounds like one of those generic lo-fi next generation or rock and roll 2.0 songs from the 60s that could have been done by anybody. Which, of course, brings up the first question: why was this song such a breakout hit? Second question is, with the Beatles out and about, and heck, between them and the Beach Boys, and weren't the Rolling Stones already like known at this point? It just seems like somebody's song would have outdone this one. But you know what? But I also don't want to appear to be trashing this song. It's a really fun song. The first thing that came to mind, maybe the rhyming in the name of the song, but the first thing that kind of came to mind was Mony Mony, another sort of fun, seemingly nonsensical song that was more or less just a party record. And so it does give me that kind of feel. Another thing that came to mind was and this may sound a little left field, but Creedence Clearwater Revival. The difference is this sounds like Creedence without the or I know people call them CCR. This sounds like CCR without the actual lyrical depth. The instrumentation kind of has that sort of almost rockabilly feel, which again, like I feel like I've overused the term rockabilly because early rock and roll was really not so far removed from that country based sound that it hadn't had time to develop away from it yet. So I think that's part of the reason why I keep hearing the more country type elements in these records. I even mentioned it with the Beach Boys record a couple of weeks ago. But I am getting that jangly, folksy CCR type sound, and it's kind of noisy like CCR. But there's not a whole lot here that really distinguishes the song from me. I guess it was just the sheer catchiness of it that caused people to get into it. It does sound like a wonderful song to do the mashed potato to. So yeah, just a interesting, fun, maybe just a little generic rock record, and maybe that's why it hasn't endured as a legendary rock song in the same way that some other songs from the 60s have, or at least if it did, it passed me by because I'm not familiar with the song. But if you're a fan, if you know something about this song or this group that you feel like would help enlighten me, let me know. They do seem like a novelty group, like they were dressed up as pharaohs. They had sort of a faux Egyptian theme, and he opened up the song counting partly in Spanish. It just seems like an all over the place semi-novelty kind of act. But that's something else you can let me know. Was this strictly a novelty act and they were just having fun, or were they presenting themselves as a novelty act, and but really there was more going on and they were actually more serious than that? Like, a lot of people took me to task over Johnny Horton because the video that we watched obviously showed him camping it up with the performance, but apparently he was also a serious musician in his own right. So there's the presentation versus what's really going on in the music. So also, let me know about that. At the end of the day, I'm seeing and hearing a lot of these for the first time, or I've not ever really seriously delved into these songs, so I may miss the mark slightly sometimes, but you ain't gonna get me to react in a way that I don't want to react, or that I didn't just naturally react to it. So deal with it, I guess. Anyway, that was something else for sure. Next week, it looks like we have yet another disputed number one, so we may be doing a double reaction. I'll do some research and figure it out. But right now, I have Green Beret. I think that might be a shortened song title, actually, in my notes, because I feel like it's the Ballad of the Green Beret or something like that, which if it's the song I'm thinking of, I do know that song, and also California Dreamin'. We'll be reacting to one or both of those songs next week. Tune in and find out. Until then, like this video if you indeed liked it. Please subscribe to the channel if you feel so inclined. And most of all, please make music better.